it's Dimitar here from TSquared Lab, and today we have a very interesting topic to discuss about, so let's stay focused. Recently, we got a question on our social media about how to train and eat based on your body type, and is it true that people cannot change their body structure? First and foremost, the biggest misconception that exists in the fitness industry regarding this subject is that most folks have created an image that their body type is their life sentence and it cannot be changed. Even though there are three clear body types, ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph, it's crucial to understand that we all fall somewhere between all three and we are constantly circulating around them. Our job as a personal trainers is to help clients shift their psychological barrier and lead them towards the most athletic body, a body structure known as mesomorphs. So let's explore the body types first. There are three of them. We're going to start with ectomorph. People with these body types are usually slim. They have a narrow frame and very long limbs. Naturally, they have a very fast metabolism. Folks quite often say that those are the ones who have been born are the lucky star when it comes to food, since they can eat whatever they want and never have to worry about gaining any weight. On the other side, the real pain comes when they try to put on muscles, and no matter how hard they push in the gym, it seems impossible for them to bulk up. Number 2, mesomorph. Mesomorphs are known as a fortunate body type since they have a perfect balance between muscles and body fat, and they can easily bulk up, stay lean, or get shredded according to their personal preferences. They are naturally athletic-looking humans with medium bone structure and shoulders wider than their hips. Number 3, endomorphs. They are totally opposite of ectomorphs. These people are generally short, soft, and round. They have a larger midsection and wider hips. Naturally, they have a very slow metabolism, potentially due to hormonal imbalances such as thyroid dysfunction or insulin resistance, but mostly because of their sedentary lifestyle and their positive daily calorie intake. These folks are having a hard time losing the extra fat in their body. In fact, they can gain weight very quickly if they are not paying attention to their nutrition and their workout plan. The bright side though, endomorphs are naturally very strong people, and with proper guidance, they can increase muscle mass much faster than ectomorphs and may achieve big results if they stay persistent for long enough. So this brings us to our second part of how to train based on your body structure. Let's target the ectomorph first. If you're a naturally skinny person and you find it impossible to add on muscle mass and gain weight, make sure you understand that your body type doesn't dictate your training methods, since we all pretty much build muscles the same way. Despite all the researches that we are doing, the best advice that we can give you in order to start building muscles as ectomorphs are: number 1, make sure you train each muscle group twice a week. Even if the volume of a given training is the same comparing to training each muscle group only once, higher frequency per muscle group will put you in a much better position of building high quality muscle mass along with proper nutrition regimen. The workout splits you may consider are total body workouts 3 times a week, push-pull 4 times a week, or upper-lower 4 times as well. Rule number 2, make sure you incorporate compound movements each workout, which means exercises that include more muscle groups at the same time. Hypertrophy and strength type of workouts, when combined with longer rest periods in between, 3 to 5 minutes between sets, won't stimulate elevated calorie burn like a high-intensity metabolic sessions, which may lead to much better results. If you're a beginner in this process, don't spend too much time on isolation exercises, since it won't help you getting the most out of your training sessions. Number 3, progressive overload. Progressive overload is the concept where you make your workouts more challenging over time, either by increasing the weight, the sets, or the number of repetitions performed during each set. There are many ways of how to do a progressive overload, but my suggestion to is to do it by increasing the number of sets first instead of increasing the weight during each workout. Because if you increase the weight during each workout, you're gonna hit a plateau much faster. Number 4, avoid cardio every day. Overdoing cardio like long runs, swimming, cycling every day will not put you in the position to build sufficient amount of muscle mass. However, doing a short bouts of cardio twice a week will improve your overall cardiovascular and respiratory health, which may lead to better performance down the road. Right now, let's see how mesomorphs should train. Mesomorphs are easiest to train by far. If you belong to this lucky category, you already know that you respond promptly to exercise. Wide varieties of different training methods such as strength, size, endurance can all be incorporated in your daily fitness schedule. Feel free to mix it up around and make sure that you don't depend on one training method only if you're looking for muscular aesthetic. For example, perfect workout structure for you would be 3 to 4 times weekly of hypertrophy and strength combo where you perform both compound and isolation exercises mixed with metabolic conditioning twice a week, where you can play around through HIIT workouts, sprint, tempo runs, cycling, or even playing your favorite sport as a hobby. Lastly, let's see how endomorphs should train. For this body type in particular, the focus should be primarily on fat loss. Mix of resistance training with some metabolic exercises as a circuit type of workout is a key when it comes to a perfect training structure for this body type. The most suitable training concept for people who are overweight would be 3 to 4 times of resistance training per week, where you create a circuit training of 3 blocks of 3 exercises, 1 upper, 1 lower, and 1 metabolic, performing it for 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps with shorter rest period. The rest period is the key. 30 seconds between exercises and 90 seconds to 2 minutes between sets. Make sure that with every single workout you have 1 to 2 compound movements, since it burns too much more calories comparing to the isolation exercises. The main goal for endomorph should be to do a maximum work in minimum time and keep your heart rate elevated throughout the whole workout session. Supplementing your resistance training with cardio conditioning 2 to 3 times a week, where you perform around 30 to 60 minutes of brisk walk, hiking, jogging, cycling, or swimming will give you the best possible outcome and will put you in a goal position of creating the best athletic version of yourself. Last but not least, let's talk about the most suitable nutrition regimen according to your body type. Ectomorphs and nutrition. First advice that I will give you, be prepared to eat much more than before, because your body type tends to burn much more calories throughout the day comparing to the other body types. Your focus should be on consuming a dense calorie food. Typical fat loss diets like salads, chicken with broccoli, detox juices will never work out for you if your plan is serious muscle gain. Even though the skinny people have very fast metabolism, as I mentioned before, their appetite is usually very low. With this being said, make sure that with every sitting on the table, you get the most out of your meals. Dense calorie meals like a whole grain pasta with pesto chicken, salmon with sweet potato, homemade granola with nut butter, mac and cheese with chicken thigh, or creamy avocado meatballs are must-have in order for you to pave the success in this journey. My second suggestion, drink your calories. For those who are struggling to eat enough, especially early in the morning, Drinking high-calorie smoothie can be super beneficial and help you with your daily calorie target. One simple shake, like a half cup of almond or coconut milk, half cup of oats, 1 scoop of vanilla or chocolate protein powder, half banana, and 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, and just full cup of berries, can give you a 700 calories just like this. The typical macro split that I would recommend for ectomorphs would be carbs, roughly around 40%, protein 35%, and fats around 25%. The suggestion number 3, track your macros. Track your macros daily and make sure that you're eating around 500 to 700 extra calories above your TDE, or total daily energy expenditure. Find the app and calculate your BMR, basal metabolic rate, and your TDE before starting this journey. And the most important thing, be consistent and give some realistic time ahead. Never rush the process, and every change, remember that every change is very messy at the beginning, but very rewarding in the end. Mesomorphs and nutrition. If you fall into this category of athletic looking people, you already know how to keep your body in a good shape. Your diet primarily will depend on your current fitness goal. If your goal is to lean up a bit, put yourself in a small calorie deficit, roughly 10 to 15% below your total daily energy expenditure. Get rid of the high processed food and make sure that you're having enough protein with each meal in order to prevent any muscle loss during this process. On the other hand, if your current fitness goal is to bulk up, do the opposite. Put yourself in a calorie surplus, roughly 20% above your TDE, and make sure that you have the right amount of carbs and fats while keeping the protein high. The typical macros split that I would recommend for mesomorph would be carbs, roughly 30%, the protein should be a bit higher, around 40%, and fats around 30%. Lastly, let's see how endomorphs should eat. The number one factor that is stopping these people from losing fat is called insulin resistant. Basically, insulin resistant is when the cells in your muscle, fat, and liver don't respond well to your insulin and cannot use the glucose from your body for energy. High carbohydrates and heavily processed food that contains tons of sugar, white flour, and artificial colors are usually not suitable for this category of humans and tend to convert the body fat much faster comparing to the other body types. The painful truth is that endomorphs must eat super clean most of the time in order to be able to transform their body. Frequent cheat meals are big no-no for this body type. High protein, moderate fat, and very low carbs is a win-win combo if you're looking for ultimate success. Don't cut all the carbohydrates altogether, but make sure that you use them wisely. The only time you may consider eating carbs is right after your workout. As we mentioned before, tracking your macros is a must during the initial process. In order for you to be able to lose fat, make sure that you are in a bigger calorie deficit, 500 to 750 calories below your total daily energy expenditure. The typical macro split that I would recommend for endomorph would be carbs, very low, around 20%, protein, higher, 45%, and fat, roughly around 35% of your total daily calorie intake. The bottom line is, no matter what your body type is, there are always a solution for those who are willing to pay the price of being persistent for long enough. And always remember, persistence is bitter, but its fruit very sweet. Thank you for watching.